Hello, I'm Shelley Reggiani, Executive Director of Equity and Instructional Services for the North Clackamas School District. Joining me today is the Director of Social Services and Counseling for the North Clackamas School District, Michael Rawls. Looks like you're joining us today from the Wichita Family Support Center. Welcome, Michael.
I am. Hello.
Michael, thanks so much for joining. I'd like to talk a little bit with you today about counseling services and what those will look like in North Clackamas. There's been so much uncertainty and unpredictability for our students regarding school and most every other fact of life since the middle of March. We know from our Youth Truth data that our middle school and high school students who surveyed with us back in June, they shared with us that they had 57% of them said they experienced moderate to severe impacts as a result of this entire experience. I can't tell you how grateful I am that we're back in school and that we have the opportunity, although virtually, to see our students every day.
I'm really happy we're back too. It's never been more important for us to center on the care and connection of each of our students. This is the core of the work of our school counselors.
Our counselors are so important to this work. And I will tell you that while in in-person school and comprehensive distance learning, CDL, there are some similarities. One of the biggest differences is that we're not physically in the same space every day. Can you tell me what will counseling look like while we're in comprehensive distance learning?
You bet. Well, first, each elementary school has a full-time counselor, and every secondary school has a counseling team. At each school, counselors attend to the academic needs of students, their social, emotional needs, and support their thinking and exploration about college and career. And that seems pretty broad. So let me share some of the specific things that school counselors provide to each school. Counselors provide frequent communication and check-ins with parents and with students. They provide students with opportunities to practice socialization skills virtually and in person. They provide small group support for grief and loss issues, stress reduction, and coping skills. They also provide individual support, short-term counseling, and resources for depression, anxiety, and self-harm. They regularly update students and families and guardians on where basic needs can be found in our school district, such as food, therapy, housing, financial support, and mental health supports. They coordinate with school community partners that work to provide services in our schools and in our district to our families. They'll continue to provide lessons targeting the social and emotional developmental needs of elementary age students. Some lessons will be synchronous and some will be asynchronous. All elementary counselors will teach lessons on sex abuse prevention, conflict resolution, bullying prevention, and college and career. Counselors provide supervised staff topic-specific forums for students to connect, to manage stress and anxiety, and to share positives and discuss challenges that they are facing. And counselors collaborate with school-based health center staff and the youth advisory councils there.
Thank you, Michael. That's a very comprehensive list, and it gives me a better understanding of what counseling services will look like while we're in comprehensive distance learning. Michael, can you tell me how a student or a family can contact their school counselor?
Sure. I would encourage each school site to communicate to their community how to contact the school counselor in their school and how to schedule time to meet. Many schools have different ways to schedule an appointment. Teachers and staff can assist families by knowing the process to schedule time with the counselor. It is also really important that each staff member recognizes that not all families have English as their home language. Knowing your student's home preferred language of communication will help. When staff and counselors need to communicate with families, it is a simple process to schedule time with an interpreter in our school district. Families should not be excluded from counseling services due to English access.
Michael, that is such an important point. As a district that roots itself in equity and valuing the identity and cultural wealth of each family, providing information in the family's preferred home language is a simple way to honor families and make sure that each is a full member of our community. I know there are other social services that are available to students and families in the district, even while in comprehensive distance learning. Can you touch on those for us today?
You bet. In North Clackamas, we're very fortunate to have many partners, as mentioned before, that bring services into our schools and offer them virtually to our families in this new CDS model as well. So I'm going to start with mental health services. Each screen had a mental health provider embedded in their school, and that continues now. All of our mental health providers have transitioned to a synchronous learning model, into this virtual world, and have mental health appointments able to be scheduled through video. Our partners like Trillium Family Services, Western Psychological, Clackamas County Health Clinics, and Outside In have worked with us to have expanded their ability to have these telehealth appointments. One silver lining is that providers are actually able to see more students and families now in this CDL plan than before. Another great resource we have are school-based health centers, which we have one located at Milwaukee High School and one at Putnam High School. These are similar to doctor's offices in a high school. They will have operation hours, both in person and telehealth appointments while we are in CDL. Their hours of operation can be found on their websites or on our district websites as well. They are managed by Outside In at MHS and Clackamas County Health Clinics for Rex Putnam. You can have Well Child and other primary care related services, which will be available for the students during the CDL. And I said both in person and over telehealth. And last, there at the school-based health centers, oral health appointments will still be available like before with in-person school. And last, I'd like to talk about our Family Support Center at Wichita. We have had our back to school event happening for the last couple of weeks. We've given away over 1,000 backpacks with school supplies to our families, and we're still going strong. You can pick those up here at Family Support Center. We also are open for food delivery to people for drive up from our food pantry on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 2. So you can see behind me all the backpacks. We are ready to go to be picked up, and we're ready to be here and to serve you.
Michael, that's amazing. I am so grateful for the work of the team at the Wichita Family Support Center and all of the services that are available to students and families, even while in comprehensive distance learning. And I just wanted to note that the food pantry hours, both on Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's in addition to if a family is participating in nutrition services, food deliveries as well. Such good information to have for all of us.
Thank you. And I'd also like to share a resource to all staff and families. Is a flyer sharing all of these resources and more. If you haven't received this yet, you should be receiving it soon.
And it's available right here on our screen as well. So anyone viewing this presentation can see this is how a student or a family member can access a number of the services, many of which you have already discussed, but these are available to those in our community. This resource, this one-pager, and information about the Wichita Family Support Center and other social services, as well as counseling, can be found on North Clackamas's website. Simply go to www.nclack.k12.or.us. At the bar across the top, select About Us and then Social Services. I would encourage each student and family who has questions about any of the presentation materials today to contact their school principal and their school counselors. Both wonderful resources right at their fingertips. I hope that you each have a wonderful start to the school year. Thank you.
Thank you.